Well, what is up, Disney? You just gonna keep doing that?
Yeah.
The finger guns.
Finger guns. Hey, what's up, Disney fans?
Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another edition of the DISNEYCAST, where you guessed it, we're talking about everything Disney. Woo. I am DL, joined by my girlfriend, aka my co-host, aka my dog lover, Shay.
Hi, everybody. We're here to talk about a terrible movie.
Just off the gate.
I'm just making sure you guys know straight up that I hate this movie. So today we're reviewing 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure.
Yes.
A sequel that came out 42 years after the original.
Yes, this is
straight to DVD.
This is one of those the many straight to DVD sequels of the Disney classics.
It came out in 2003.
And the first one came out in 1961, which is nuts. So you weren't aware of the straight to DVD sequels.
Well, I knew that some things had them. Like, I knew there's like a Cinderella 3, like, back in time thing. I, like, had a vague knowledge of them. I didn't know specifically that 101 Dalmatians had this particular sequel.
Yes. So, like, there was a time in the early 2000s where I guess Disney was going through some financial issues.
Like, we gotta make some money.
So
we gotta make some terrible movies.
Yes. So you started seeing these low-quality straight-to-DVD sequels to stuff like Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Pocahontas.
Even Mulan one's pretty bad.
Oh boy, we'll get to that one. Oh, when we talk about Mulan.
It's not good.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, even obscure stuff like Lady and the Tramp or Fox and the Hound and Bambi and all that stuff started getting sequels.
Fox and the Hound was big in my house. I don't think that one was obscure.
Well, not a lot of people talk about Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, that was
nowadays.
a big one in my house.
Right. So, this is one of the many straight-to-DVD sequels.
And it's bad, and you shouldn't watch it.
So, yeah. So, I saw this movie once when I was a little kid, and I didn't know any better. It was on Disney Channel. And,
I've seen this movie once, and I got a bottle of wine halfway through.
This is our first time watching it for this
review. I saw
the
title card, though. You're like, hey, you have to watch this so we can review it. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yes.
And then I pulled up Google to see what it was. And I'm like, this is really it? This is the one you want me to watch?
Like, we got
101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure, because I could tell from looking at the cover of this movie that it was going to be terrible. I
mean, you never know. It's like Thunderbolts in this movie, and
I knew
and Patch is going to get more.
Oh boy!
And yeah, it's maybe
I could tell it was going to be absolute garbage. Yeah. My point.
So
and it is.
Yeah. So rewatching this for this review, yeah, it definitely was not as good as I remembered, like, at all.
It's a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's a little too. That's a little too high.
A little too high.
What percentage would you give it on Rotten Tomatoes?
12.
Damn. Damn. But
boy, it's not good.
I think there is people that say this is one of the better straight to DVD sequels.
That's what you said before you rewatched it.
That's what I thought, but rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, no,
it's not good.
It's not. This movie is bad.
It's a bad movie. It's straight up bad. So they, like, started off with, like, Patch being left out of everything, run over by his siblings. They don't even let him eat, apparently.
Okay, there are already problems. Wait,
bad.
Stop right there. There's already problems. Well, first of all, let's start with the opening credits, because I have a problem with that already.
Yeah.
It's not a bad opening title sequence, but you could tell it's not as good as the original that came out 40 years. 42 years before this movie. This movie's only an hour and 20 minutes.
About, yeah. That's what Google says.
And so, like, and they
it's
just...
an hour and 19 minutes.
Yeah, so they just half-assed the opening titles. And so...
Which is just really showing you how they're going to half-ass the whole movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, as we're talking about, so Patch is getting his big moment in the spotlight in this movie.
Because he's one of the only 6 puppies with a name. They had to pick one of those ones, right?
And I guess since he's the only one that had the patch on his eye, he's
the only easily recognizable puppy.
And I'm like, What? And then all the
Yeah.
puppies are obnoxious and loud and
I mean, there are 99 of them. So
true.
they're gonna be loud.
But like I don't.
But they like don't let him eat or like see his show.
Yeah, I'm just
Like they're so mean to him.
like like they could be hype or whatever, but they're not mean like this. Like
yeah,
it's nothing
it's a
consistent with
departure
that.
from the first one.
And then another
Yeah.
thing about it is in the first movie they like watching the show Thunderbolt. It's they call it in this movie. And there's something that's not consistent with it. Because even though, like, Patch, yes, does enjoy watching Thunderbolt, like, he's not obsessed with it as much as Lucky. Because Lucky in the first movie...
Lucky was the one that was always, like, up on the TV watching this movie. But they make it so Patch is the one obsessed and knows everything that happens in every episode and every maneuver and every bad guy and the plot to every single episode. And so...
Yeah, so I guess that's not consistent.
Yeah.
It's
They
like,
just, like, they picked a puppy that they thought was the most iconic looking, I guess.
Yeah,
and
iconic
decided-
looking.
Well, just because, like, he has the patch over his eye, so you can tell that that's Patch. Like, all the other ones look the same, basically, except for Lucky, who has, like, a horseshoe on his back.
If the character is well written, it doesn't matter what he looks like.
Yeah, and also, he's by himself for most of the movie without all of his siblings anyway.
I'm going to get to that, because
Yeah.
I have a huge problem with
It's
that.
called 101 Dalmatians, but it's just Patch.
It's about Patch.
Yeah.
They have to call it that because, it's a 101 Dalmatians movie, or 101 Dalmatians are
So they
in
have
here.
them watching it in the first episode, and then he finds out that his favorite dog, TV superstar, is going to be in London, and they're doing auditions for the show the next day. But oh no, he can't go to the auditions because they're moving tomorrow.
Okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Oh no.
I was not really interested in seeing development with Thunderbolt. We'll get to
Yeah.
Thunderbolt as
Oh,
well.
boy,
but
we'll get to Thunderbolt.
but yeah, so this is the main plot. Like
Yeah.
oh no, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
care. I even have a problem with Roger and well, it's mainly Roger and Pongo. They act weird in this movie.
Yeah.
Like first of all, Roger has a different voice actor, which
it's 42 years
42
later.
years. But it's like, this voice actor didn't even try to sound like Roger in the first movie.
And it's pretty glaring if you watch them back to back.
Back to back, which
I
I
did.
did. We both
Same.
did. And so, like, in the first movie, he had more of a distinguished, British accent,
Like,
proper.
Yeah.
In this one, he sounds like, he almost sounds like an American trying to do a British accent, which is, it just didn't feel right. And then, it felt even weirder when he started
And then
singing.
they did, like, Patches was really pronounced.
Yeah, like his
A really
voice was
pronounced
not
British accent.
that pronounced. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then Pongo
It's
has
like
to-
overdoing it.
And then Pongo has this running joke of, he's trying to count all the Dalmatians.
But he
and
keeps losing track.
keeps messing up.
He keeps starting at a different spot, and he can't keep track of all of his kids.
Yeah.
Ah!
And because of that,
Yeah, there's a misunderstanding with him and Patch in the nighttime. And obviously, like, Pongo is just talking in his sleep, but Patch doesn't notice that, I guess, when he's having this conversation with his dad. And so he's like, Dad, am I really one of a kind, or am I just one of 101? He goes like, 101, that's right. Like, because that's just the number.
oh, great.
And then so he thinks that his dad doesn't think he's special, and he gets depressed, and he goes downstairs and sleeps in a bag of dog food.
And what,
yeah.
like, one of the things I hate in movies
It's just
is the
misunderstandings
misunderstanding
because-
bullshit.
Yeah. Like, his dad was obviously just sleep talking.
Yeah.
But I get that he's, like, a kid or a puppy or whatever, and so, like, maybe he just didn't catch that. But,
I
like, it was
guess.
obvious to everyone.
And then, like, they want to make fun of Patch because he tries to do the Thunderbolt
Roar. They're like,
roar.
you sound like a squeaky toy.
Like, y'all would do better. Like, come on, y'all
Yeah.
all are puppies. Like,
Oh, they're so rude.
why?
Yeah,
Why
so-
are they like this?
Because of that conversation, because his dad was not awake for this, he goes downstairs, he sleeps in a bag of dog food, and then he gets left behind in the move because they miscount
Like,
the puppies as they get onto the truck.
okay, so Pongo is messing up the count for some reason.
Yeah,
Even though it's
for plot.
stupid, but it's, whatever.
So they can have a plot.
But why doesn't Roger, Anita,
Yeah,
or
why
Nanny
are the
check?
humans counting the dogs? Why has the dog been left to count the dogs?
What to count the dogs? And then they're assuming that he's
It's
counting
like,
the
"It's fine,
dogs?
we got them all.
Where's Perdita at? What is she doing?
I don't know. They don't
Nothing.
really show her in this movie.
Like, Like, it really frustrates me because if Perdita was there, she wouldn't have let all this happen. Where's the nurturing from the mother?
Yeah,
that
they just kind of don't do anything with
just
Perdita
don't do
this
that.
movie.
And then
they didn't do too much with her in the first one. It was definitely more Pongo-centric.
Yeah.
But, like, even less than the first one.
Yeah. Like, just, I don't understand. Then they just leave them behind.
Yeah.
And at first I thought that was a dream because, he's having a nightmare or whatever. It's like, there's no way they left him like that. It's a nightmare.
There. No, they did. They just left him.
They did.
They don't realize for a bit, too. It's a while.
Like most of the movie, not till, like, the climax. They're like...
They don't notice until they see him on the front of a newspaper.
And they're like, Patch! What? I'm like,
what? We want Patch? We have to go get him right now.
Right now.
Yeah, so
oh my
Patch
God.
is like, fine, if they didn't notice me, I'm just gonna go to these auditions for Thunderbolt. So he follows what's the dog food? What's it called? Crunchy Kibbles.
Crunchy Kibbles, Crunchies, whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
They had a
Kibble.
song on the TV.
Yeah.
Crunchy Kibbles. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but he follows the truck and he goes to the auditions, and then the dogs there make fun of him because he sounds like a squeaky toy. Anyway,
and then we meet Thunderbolt and Lil Lightning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care for these two. I really
Thunderbolt's
don't.
just kind of an ass.
Yeah, I don't think he's the ass. I think Lil Lightning is the ass.
Well,
but
yeah,
Thunderbolt is just
very
stupid.
Full of himself in
Yes.
the beginning. He thinks that like he's the shit. He's the best, and like.
Right. I just go that with him. He's just being stupid. It's
Yeah,
like he's not
kinda
actually
dumb.
going out his way to be mean. Like
Yeah.
Lil Lightning is. Lil Lightning's a little
Little
shit.
Lightning, yeah.
But I don't care about this whole thing of there's this whole subplot with they're about to cancel his character on TV, and so he's going off doing.
He wants to do something heroic in real life to show that he should still be the hero of the show because Little Lightning convinces him that they're going to like make him die in the show, but that he just made that up.
He just made it up because he wants to be the lead, and so. Patch, gets, helps him because he remembers all of the stuff that he did in all the episodes, and so he's
like, this is just like episode 23 when whatever.
And it's like, what does that even mean? What does that mean to us? Like,
yeah, like we don't care about that.
We don't.
It's just like a reason for him to have Patch around is like he remembers all his daring maneuvers and how he accomplished all this stuff because Thunderbolt only knows what to do when he has a script, but can he read? He's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. Like, how does he know? But then again, like, they...
Like, dogs have handlers on sets, and I know that, but he's like, I don't know how to do this without a script. Well, you're a dog, and you probably can't read, so...
Yeah, I mean, I assume that they learned...
anything you've done?
Yeah, I assume they learned how to read, because in the first movie, didn't they read stuff, too? Like,
I don't remember.
I don't know, whatever. It's Disney, so I assume that they...
It's whatever.
Whatever.
Like, dogs are smarter in Disney movies
right.
than they are in
And then they get to a whole bunch of shenanigans with, like, he tries to save a cat from a tree, and he gets a ladder with a painter.
Yeah, and he just drops the guy, the window cleaner.
Yep, and then he catapults himself
into
the tree and makes the cat drop to the... It's so stupid.
Yeah,
and then
there's a bunch of shenanigans like that. We haven't even talked about Cruella yet.
Oh, well, hold on, because there's so much BS in this movie. Yeah. But and then there's this other scene where I think there's this married couple in a horse carriage, and they're thinking they're in danger.
Oh, the horse is running away, but it's just like leisurely trotting down the road because they just left their wedding.
How does he not know that's...
Oh, it's a runaway horse, and then he gets the horse to, like, throw them into a pond.
You're an actual dog! Don't you see this stuff in real life? You're not the actual character!
He lives in his trailer, I guess, like Bolt.
It's like, it's just stupid shit like that. Like, why are we doing this?
It's dumb. Yeah, he shoots a newlywed couple into the pond, which is reminiscent of the first film.
The first movie.
And he and Roger fall into a pond. So maybe it's fine for them.
Stuff rhymes is poetry.
Harkened back to the first one. You see that?
That's the one you wanted to harken back to the first movie? That? Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, there's some weird shit with Cruella. Oh my God.
Cruella DeVille. So... I still think she's great. Like, her herself is not bad. It's just the writing.
The writing was so stupid. So apparently she's out on parole or whatever. And one of the conditions is that she can't buy any fur now. So there's this scene of her, like, desperately pleading with the owner of a fur shop to sell her even one mitten. He's like, no, Get out of here.
Okay, so what? Okay.
And then she wanders into an art gallery where she sees that this artist Lars has done like a painting with a spot on it. And she's like, it's everything. It's darkness and light. And then it's victory and defeat. And it's so
he meets this
dumb.
painter called Lars, played by Martin
so
Short.
Fucking extra. And just like, Lars. It's so bad. Oh my god, why'd they do that?
So first of all,
she's like, you'll be my muse. Paint me a picture.
You're right.
And then, so dumb.
Yeah, so first of all, if you're gonna have her on parole, so you're gonna prevent her from buying fur, but what about preventing her from killing dogs? How about that?
It just seems like a really weird stipulation to have in there.
Right. It's like, that doesn't do anything. She can still kill puppies as many times as she please.
But she can't buy fur.
Like, what does that do?
Okay. Whatever, and I get that she's rich and she probably could get out on like parole or bail or whatever. But like, whatever, it's really weird. And so
the thing with this, she gets inspiration from a spot.
Yeah.
So
it's like a white canvas with a black spot on it. She wants to commission Lars to do like a special painting for her, but none of them are good enough.
Good enough. Like he does different spots and different variations, and
he does like a cool wall hanging thing where they're all like rotating, and like nothing is good enough for Cruella.
So I've seen this similar concept before with the Glenn Close movies, because she gets obsessed with spots and stuff like that. So I think that's what. When did the first 101 Dalmatians come out? Like
first live action.
The first live action one.
That's Dr. Google will tell us.
Dr. Google. 1996.
Okay, that's before.
That's before. So maybe they were pulling off of that. So, okay, that's fine.
It's really weird.
But, like, what's stupid about it is, like, her whole... Okay, so this is what's really messed up. So, her plan is to get the puppies, instead of, killing them to make fur...
She wants him to kill them to make art. And he's like, what? That's fucking crazy. You're insane. So he has a normal person reaction to this.
Yes. So
he's like, what do you mean you want to kill the dogs and turn them into art? That's crazy. And so she ties them up. We haven't even gotten to the thing where she gets Jasper and Horace out of jail. Because she goes and pays their bail, discusses her evil plan in front of an officer in the jail, and they still let them leave? What? And the reason that she does this is because she sees Thunderbolt and Patch on the newspaper, and she can read the new address of where all the puppies are on his collar, and then she sends them there to steal.
So that's what I was going to ask about, because they just steal a Kettle Crunchy truck, and then they just go through the house, and I'm like, how the fuck did they get there? How do they know where they live?
They know where they live because of the newspaper. You could see it on his collar. Apparently the picture was zoomed in enough that you could read the address on his tag, because he got a new one the day before. So they set that up in the beginning of the movie. Oh, we all have to get new collars for the new address on them because we're moving tomorrow. And so she reads the address on his collar in the newspaper and decides that, yes, I'm going to go steal these dogs from their new home. And so then they steal the dog, food truck. They play the song, because apparently it's like an ice cream truck, but for dog food, and then trick all of the puppies into getting into the truck.
Yeah.
And they're able to do this because Anita and Roger and Perdita and Pongo have left to go get Patch from London, because they've now realized that they didn't bring all of their puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And they put Nanny down a fucking well. They tied her up.
Oh yeah, Jasper and Horace.
Put her in a well.
Yeah, and then she doesn't come back till the end of the movie. Like,
and then she's just fine. She's not traumatized from being down in a well for who knows how long.
Everything's fine.
Who got her out of there? If they're on a farm, they're probably not very close to their neighbors.
Yeah, and there's this stupid scene where they have their Jasper disguised as a woman to trick the
guy in the food truck.
Like what?
Dog food truck.
The dog food truck. What is this?
It's so stupid. This movie is so stupid.
It's so stupid.
So anyway, they have all of the dogs now.
Yeah.
I don't remember how Thunderbolts figures out that they have all of them. Is it the Midnight Bark again, or the Twilight Bark?
It's the Twilight Bark again.
That the dogs have been stolen again.
Even though it's not as creative and it's not as fleshed out, they just do it out of nowhere.
In the first movie, it was a big thing. It was just like,
every dog
dog hears everyone.
Yep.
And so they find out that puppies have been stolen. It's like, Your family has that many puppies. Like, it is my family that got stolen, you dumbass. Thunderbolt. Fucking asshole. And so they decide that this is the brave, daring thing that Thunderbolt needs to do.
Yep. And then little Lightning hears about the news.
He's like, I can't let him succeed at this.
Yep, and so he sabotages them and tricks Thunderbolt to doing some stupid,
He's like, you shouldn't sneak in there. You should just scare him with your bark. It'll work.
It'll work.
He's like, okay, because I'm a dumbass. And I have no critical thinking skills.
It's not like I'm a real dog. It's not like
So they get captured.
Yeah, they get captured. Oh, what a surprise.
It's like, Thunderbolt's not a real hero. He's just an actor. Which, like, is that a big reveal?
Yeah, like,
he's an actor?
Wouldn't the puppies know that? Apparently not.
Apparently, Patch just thought he was a real hero this whole time, even though he's in a TV show.
Oh
anyway.
My gosh. I mean, granted, so Buzz Lightyear took a while for him to realize he's a toy, but it's like...
Yeah, but, like, that's different.
This is still dumb. It's like, what?
It's really fucking dumb. And so then... Thunderbolt's all downtrodden and sad because he's not a real hero, so then Patch has to get everyone out, so he does this kick on the cage, and then he frees everyone, and they run out, and then they steal a bus.
I want you to say it again. They did what?
They steal a bus. You don't remember them doing that?
No, I just want you to reiterate that because of how stupid that is.
They're dogs. They can't drive. Are you fucking kidding me?
Then there's this big chase with the puppies in the bus.
And then the food, like dog food truck.
Yeah, with Cruella and then...
With Cruella and the two Baddens.
And then there's this huge, like, freaking ridiculous sequence where they're just crashing into the cars.
That's
and then
stupid.
And Cruella just, like, walking on top of cars on the bus trying to grab them. It's like...
Yeah, and then Patch decides he's gonna, like, do a big bark, and then they reveal that Thunderbolt came back. Because when Patch barks, it's actually Thunderbolt. Wow.
Yay! And then they reverse the bus.
Yeah, they make the bus back up towards the car, and they all run away.
Run to a ravine.
Yeah, they all fall in.
Yep, and then they get arrested.
And then the dog gets arrested. Little Lightning gets arrested, but how would any people know that he was bad? So, like...
And how would any dogs know that they were bad?
Like, 2 police dogs carry him out, and, like, he gets arrested, supposedly, but, like, how would they know?
This is the silliest shit I've
It's
ever seen.
Fucking stupid. It's so bad.
And then everyone's okay.
And Patch is like, I guess I really am unique.
Ah,
He's like, Mom, you should have seen what Patch did. Oh my god, he's so cool now. We're not gonna starve him anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
This movie's garbage, and don't watch it unless you want to get drunk and laugh at it.
So I'll say
It'd be fun to, like, take a drink every time everything is ridiculous and stupid, but you might get alcohol poisoning.
Probably. You probably get annoyed every time you hear obnoxious loud barking, because that's another thing that bothered me. It's like, oh my god. The animation, even though that's one of the few positives in this movie, the animation is actually really good. A little too good, because they're so overexpressive and comedic, and slapstick is everywhere. It's like the first movie had subtlety to their animation. Yeah. It's like they didn't always have overexpressions with the characters, and they actually let scenes breathe and whatever, and not everyone is just like over the top in this movie. Mostly everyone's over the top.
And then Cruella has like a psychotic break, and they send her to an asylum. And then Lars becomes a very famous artist. He does really well. They do like all these newspaper articles at the end, so he's good.
And then Jasper and Horace open a boutique.
How did they not get arrested this time, though?
Because they're like, Cruella made me do it!
Cruella made me do it. You can get out of any crime if you say someone made you do it. What?
So,
What?
Yeah, so...
Why didn't they go back to jail?
Nobody saw us do anything.
A crazy person got us out on bail.
Yeah, like what? No,
well, they knew. Okay, so like no one saw them do it. Okay, fine, whatever. But they arrested a dog when no one had seen him do anything bad. So like they're gonna arrest a dog, but they're not gonna arrest 2 known associates of the villain.
I guess not.
When she got them out on bail and discussed her evil plan in front of an officer at the jail.
They didn't listen. They didn't.
And then Lars is just gonna be like, cool, these guys didn't go to jail when they tied me up in my gallery.
No, she's just kinky.
Oh my god!
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's alright. This movie is obnoxious, this movie is loud, this movie is silly, this movie is weirdly written. Yeah, don't
It's a
see this.
bad movie. Don't see it.
Don't even show it to your kids.
Don't.
I mean, unless, you know...
They deserve better.
Yeah, unless you have, like, little kids where they don't know any better. If you want something that's...
No, you should still show them good movies, though, because little kids attach to movies, and they're like, I want to watch this movie every day for the rest of time, so you want it to at least be a good movie that they latch onto.
Yeah,
I can't watch The Last Mimsy anymore.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen The Last Mimsy?
I have not.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I just can't watch it anymore because my little sister watched it like 3 times a day for 2 years straight.
But yeah, so... Overall, 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure is... Trash. It's trash.
What was the one below trash?
God awful.
God awful.
Okay,
That's what I think.
so you're giving it god awful, and I'm giving it trash.
Yeah, really bad.
Okay, so I'm not giving it god awful because, like...
What are the redeeming qualities of this movie that bump it up from god awful?
The animation is consistent with the first movie. I like that, and
I don't think that's
okay, so even though the writing here is bad, like
I
wasn't throwing stuff at the screen like bad. Like there's other straight to DVDs.
Just throwing down some wine.
Yeah, it's like there's other straight to DVD movies that just pissed me off.
This one didn't piss you off?
This one, like, yeah, there's stuff that made me angry, but it's not like, oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
But it's trash. It's still bad. It's still bad. So this is why I give it trash. But yeah, god awful. I will not argue against that because
it's not a good movie. Don't watch it.
Yeah,
it's bad.
it's
a bad movie. Spend your time watching something that's not bad.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts on 101 Dalmatians 2.
Bad.
Yeah, let us know what you thought. Are you one of those people that think it's one of the better straight to DVD sequels?
I hope you're not one of those people.
But yeah, I want to know. Did you guys actually thought it was okay? Did you like it, or did you thought it was bad like we did?
Bad movie.
Let us know. So, all right, we got that out the way. Yeah,
a lot to get off our chest about this horrible movie.
Yeah, sorry for all the yelling and the ranting.
Yeah, there was a lot of yelling. Sorry about that. But like, the world needs to know they shouldn't watch this movie.
Yeah, don't watch this. And man, this is only the beginning. Get the other straight to DVD movies.
Boy. Like, the second Mulan one,
now that one, I might lose my voice after talking about that.
It's so bad. We'll have to do that one soon so that I can erase it from my brain after.
Yeah. So the next we're gonna talk about the 2 live action 101 Dalmatians movies with Glenn Close. So that's next up in the 101 Dalmatians franchise.
Yeah, stay tuned
for that, and then we'll eventually talk about Cruella.
Yeah, we don't have to pay $30 to watch it.
Right. I think it's going to be free on Disney Plus in late August, I think. So we'll watch it then.
Watch out for that.
Yep.
But
and then
not paying $30.
Paying $30. Like, really? I mean, I know they have to make a profit, but
yeah, I know.
like,
but like, I'm not paying $30 to watch a movie. I'm not sure I'm gonna like it.
If it's a movie that you're really excited about, would you consider that?
Well, I mean, we paid with our friends to watch Mulan.
But that's not something I was really excited to see.
I mean, like, but then we each pitched in like $5 to see it, which is
fine.
Like,
that's like a matinee.
Yeah. So like, if you're not
fine.
getting the movie theater experience, like, what's the point of paying that much money?
Right.
I'd rather go to the movie theater and buy my overpriced popcorn and my candy and my giant drink.
Right.
And then watch a movie there. I'm not paying $30 to watch something in my own home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we're actually going to go to the theater and see Jungle Cruise, so I'm not paying $30 for that. Even though I am looking forward to that because I actually like when Disney does, movies based on their Disney parks and attractions. So I'm rooting for that one, but we'll see. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this DISNEYCAST rant, don't forget to
enjoyed us just shitting on this movie.
Yep. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be notified on future videos we'll be doing, don't forget to hit that bell. But that's all we have for you Disney fans.
Yeah, hope it was enough ranting.
Yep. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, see you next time.
Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.